Thank you. Let's depart from a little bit of the acrimony, the acronyms, the magic asterisks, and the end runs. Let's be concrete. So let's talk about infrastructure investment and what the Republican budget would do. We're running a deficit this year. We fall off a cliff at the end of May, and if we don't put up $10 billion, many states will cancel projects this summer. That's not the subject of this budget. This budget's for next year. So what are they doing for the long term? They're going to reform the Highway Trust Fund. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. They're going to limit expenditures out of the fund to future income. We've been supplementing it with general funds because the income is not adequate, but they're going to say, no more general funds. You live on the income. What does that mean? Well, it means in this budget put forward by these people, there would be a 99% cut in state funding. Yep, nope. Not exaggerating, 99%, because basically the money is paying for past obligations, past projects for the states. When the states finish a project, they get reimbursed. While they're building it, they don't. So under their budget, in fiscal year 2016, your state Department of Transportation will get 99% less federal funds. It kind of has a pretty big impact in some states here. If you're in a bright yellow state, you're over 70% dependent on the federal funds. If you're in a green state, 50 to 69, and a light green, 35 to 49. And I would note on the Republican side that the chairman of the committee, Georgia, they would get $1.1 billion less. Now, I guess Georgia doesn't need the money. The roads, congestion around Atlanta, not a problem. The Speaker's state would get $1.2 billion less under this budget. California, $3.2 billion less, the majority leader, and Louisiana, the whip, $619 million less. These are facts. That's the actual impact of their proposed budget. It digs a hole so deep, we'll never get out of it. What happens after the first year of their reform of the trust fund? Well, actually, unless we pass a long-term bill with new funding, which they are quite resistant to thus far, it would mean 30% less funding than today for all states and 60% cut in surface transportation. We already have a system with 147,000 bridges that need repair or total replacement. 40% of the surface on the national highway system is in such bad condition it has to be dug up, not just resurfaced, none of that. No, major work. And a $75 billion backlog in transit systems, our legacy systems in our major cities, are so obsolete, they're killing people. Right here in the nation's capital, people are dying unnecessarily because they can't afford to bring in modern cars without the federal partnership. We held a hearing just last week in the committee, and we heard from the governor of North Carolina, red state, red governor, mayor of Salt Lake, and the transportation director from Wyoming. They all say the federal partnership is absolutely critical, and you're going to reduce it to 1%.
Gentleman's time's expired.